Hello everyone. Welcome to Daily English Practice. Learn English through stories. Once upon a time, in a small village near a dense forest, there lived a stray dog named Bruno. He was a brown and white dog with long ears and a fluffy tail. Bruno had no home of his own, so he wandered the streets, searching for food every day. The people in the village were kind, and sometimes they gave him scraps of food, but most days, he had to rely on his own skills to find something to eat. One sunny afternoon, Bruno was feeling particularly hungry. He had searched all morning for food but had found nothing. His stomach growled loudly as he walked along a dusty road leading out of the village. Just as he was about to give up hope, he noticed something shiny lying near the butcher's shop. Curious, Bruno trotted over and sniffed the object. His heart leaped with joy when he saw that it was a large, juicy bone with bits of meat still attached to it. His mouth watered as he picked up the bone gently between his teeth. This was a feast. A rare treat for a stray dog like him. Feeling triumphant, Bruno decided to take the bone to a quiet place where he could enjoy it without any disturbances. He ran toward the riverbank, a peaceful spot where he often went to rest. The river flowed gently, its water clear and cool. Trees lined the banks, providing plenty of shade. As Bruno approached the river, he had to cross a small wooden bridge. The bridge was old but sturdy, made of thick planks that creaked under his paws. As he stepped onto it, he heard the soft rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds. But Bruno was too focused on his bone to pay much attention to his surroundings. Halfway across the bridge, Bruno happened to look down at the water below. To his surprise, he saw another dog staring up at him. The dog had a bone in its mouth, just like him. Bruno stopped in his tracks, puzzled. He did not realize that the dog in the water was his own reflection. Being a stray dog, Bruno was used to competing for food. He thought, that dog has a bone just like mine, but his bone looks bigger. If I can take his bone, I will have 2 bones to eat. Greedy for more, Bruno growled at the reflection. The other dog in the water also growled back. Bruno became frustrated. He barked loudly to scare the other dog away. But as soon as he opened his mouth to bark, his precious bone slipped from his jaws and fell into the river with a loud splash. Bruno watched in horror as his bone sank beneath the water, disappearing from sight. He frantically searched for it, dipping his paws into the river, but it was too late. His meal was gone. The river carried it away, leaving him with nothing. Bruno felt a deep sadness wash over him. His greed had cost him his delicious meal. If only he had been content with what he had, he would still have his bone. But now, because of his foolishness, he had nothing. With his head lowered, Bruno walked back to the village, feeling ashamed. He had learned a valuable lesson that day: greed often leads to loss. From that moment on, Bruno decided to be grateful for whatever food he found, no matter how small it was. As days passed, Bruno became wiser. The villagers noticed his change in behavior. Instead of snatching food greedily, he waited patiently for scraps. His kind and humble nature earned the affection of the villagers. A kind old man, who owned a bakery, started feeding him fresh bread every day. Another woman, who sold vegetables, gave him leftover food. Slowly, Bruno became well-fed and happy. One day, a young girl named Lily found Bruno resting near the village square. She had always wanted a pet, and when she saw how gentle Bruno was, she decided to take him home. Her parents agreed, and from that day forward, Bruno had a warm bed to sleep in and a loving family to care for him. Though he never forgot the lesson he learned at the river, Bruno lived the rest of his days happily, knowing that contentment and gratitude were far more valuable than greed. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.